So I just went to the most amazing mastermind group meeting in Miami this past weekend, where I met with some $1 million plus producers, real estate agents, entrepreneurs that are killing it and making over $1 million a year. And it just blew me away. And I want to share some of the things that $1 million plus producers think about, act on, work on. I mean, they just are at a totally different level. And I was so excited and so happy to be in this group because, you know what? It was just mind-boggling, and I want to share that with you. Stay to the end of this video because I want to show you how you can get my free book called Massive Abundance: How to Create Passion, Purpose, and Prosperity in Your Life. But let's get started. I have to tell you, because I was in a room full of people that when you initially see these people, you're thinking to yourself, okay, what are these people? They didn't look like normal Joes. They were just average looking, normal looking people. But let me tell you, they operate on a totally different level than we do. It is something that is super, super important that you understand how these people think, because we can increase our production, we can increase our energy, we can increase the money that we have, the joy that we have, and the fun that we have by understanding how people who are at these higher levels think. One is, and I have to look at my notes here because I came up with 17 things that I just was blown away by. One is speed is the most important thing. It's not perfection. You have to do things quickly. Make decisions quickly. I just did a video about this recently. It's so important that you're making decisions and bringing things to market and starting new marketing ideas right away. That's super important. Number two, they delegate and defer, and they have different kinds of systems, so they are constantly buying back their time. They're setting up all kinds of systems, whether or not it's having somebody wash their car and gas their car, having somebody monitor all their online traffic and where the marketing is coming from. Just things like that are just such a basic level that is so important. And also their circle is everything, okay? The people they associate with, which is one of the reasons I went to this mastermind, and trust me, it wasn't cheap, but I went to this mastermind to associate with these people who are just giving me great ideas and understanding what's important and what's not important. And so their circle is just filled with people that are thinking at the 30,000 level mark. Another personal thing is their personal brand is king or queen. Their personal brand is everything. They don't sell services. They're selling themselves, their story, their vibe, their transformation. That is the most important thing. I love that. The other thing that I noticed too is a number of people talked about how they actually schedule time to think. I mean, that's sort of wild, right? They schedule time and how to think what's the best way to approach something. They're giving themselves quiet time to think through issues, think through problems, come up and be creative and come up with creative new ways of doing things. I thought that was really important. They are obsessed with offers that convert. I made a big underline there. They're really focused on providing value, believing that they're changing lives, and having clear results with their service. So you've really got to impart that to your sellers when you're meeting with them. Because I remember one guy said, you got to make it so good that they would feel dumb to say no. I love that. Selling is serving. Don't feel weird about asking for the sale. I struggled with this for years. But when you believe that you're changing somebody's life, then that is something that you need to scream from the tallest mountain, because you deserve to ask for that sale to help that person. As I mentioned before, they make fast decisions. $1 million people, they don't overthink something for 3 weeks. They're thinking about how I can make something happen now. They get all the information they need, they trust their gut, and they go. I think that is super important. What's interesting too that I thought is that everyone there had various type of coaches. You know, just like me, where I have a coach almost for I have a coach for my finances, I have a coach for my physical health, I have a coach for my spiritual health, I have a business coach. I have coaches in every area of my life. All these people that are making $1 million, $2 million, $3 million a year have coaches, and they understand the value of how a coach can cut their learning curve. And that's why you need to hit the link down below and jump on the phone with me so we can talk about me being your coach. There you go. I want to radically transform your listing business and your life. So hit that link and book a call with me. How's that for an unabashed plug? They do think in systems. They think that the more you can systematize things, that the better off you're going to be. You can eliminate monotonous tasks. You can get other people to do stuff for you so that you're just focused and concentrating on your wheelhouse and what you're good at doing. Hopefully that is marketing and selling listings. Their problems are really, I wrote this down, which I think is really cool. Their problems are bigger than what we have, and cooler, actually. I wrote this down. Should I hire a second COO, or should I get Canva Pro? I mean, big difference in the problems that they're having right there. They also look at money as a tool, not a goal, all right? It's not about getting money and accumulating money. They want what money can do for them, to help more people, to donate more, to serve more people, to have more freedom, to do more stuff. I think that was really important, that we're not going after money, we're going after the things that money can bring. Now that is number 13. Number 14 is they had to unlearn hustle. Okay, because frequently, more often than not, a lot of the backstories of these people, they built a huge empire and they made a ton of money. But the bottom line is they lost it and they had to relearn how to make it all happen again. I thought that was really interesting. And also, you don't need to know everything. This was something that also is really important because a lot of us, shiny object syndrome. I was just down a rabbit hole this morning. Somebody suggested at this mastermind that there's a software called URL Genius. I'm not going to get into what it does, but after 12 minutes trying to figure out what URL Genius does, and I'm sure it's an excellent product, I said, this is BS. I'm not spending any more time doing this. I've got bigger fish to fry. So they just know who to call. And so after my 12-minute rabbit hole session, I called my IT guy and said, hey, what's going on with this? Do I need to do this? So I thought that was super interesting. Their mindset game is ruthless. They really protect their mindset. They really guard their thoughts like it's Fort Knox. They're really careful about making sure that they have this working in order all the time. And finally, number 17, and I really like this one almost the best of all of them, is they're still figuring shit out. They're messy, they have doubts, they have struggles, they have Google Docs that look like crazy town, but they're making decisions and they're in many ways decreasing at an increasing level, if that makes sense. So they don't know everything, all right? Even at the $2, $3, $4, $5, $10 million level, you have people that have the same struggles and doubts that you have. So it's really super important that you take this to heart. For me, I found this tremendously eye-opening. These are people that are just like us, same struggles, the same doubts, the same anxieties, the same fear. They just are operating at a different level, at a higher level, and taking action now. So I hope this helps you in your journey. Again, hit the link down below. Let me help you make your listing business the best listing business in your marketplace. After 30 plus years of doing this, I know currently working in the San Francisco market what's working and what's not working, and I want to help you and share that knowledge with you. And if you do want a copy of my book, just put book in the comments down below and I'll send that out to you for free. Again, thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to talking to you soon.